Welcome everyone in YouTube to Grandma's Ōnly. And this is a place where we talk about the inheritance we are leaving our families, our children and our grandchildren. And we want to make it a valuable treasure, a storehouse of treasure, far beyond anything that our bank account could hold. So thank you for joining. Now, I am all about helping everyone improve their lifestyle, improve their life. And my focus is on the essential oils. So today, I'm bringing you the Coupe de Gras. This is rose essential oil, and it's a lovely, lovely oil. I'm going to share the screen here for a second so that I can actually show you something about this oil. So here we go. This is the essential oil spotlight for rose, and the ways in which it is coming from the floral. It's steam distilled from Bulgaria, and it's from the flower. And it is one of the most precious essential oils in the entire world. It it's because you have to use so much of the rose petal to produce this oil. The rose oil commands a high price. doTERRA Rose Touch combines fractionated coconut oil with rose oil. Now, a bottle, this is 10 ml, and this is not going to be, it's going to have the fractionated coconut oil as well as the rose. A 5 ml, which is half this much, of pure rose oil that doesn't have fractionated coconut oil in it is over $300. So it's cost prohibitive. But they have found that if they put it in this nice blend, you don't use very much. I mean, you would take one drop of the regular oil and put it everywhere. One drop. And this one, you can just, it's got a nice little roller top on it, so you can just kind of roll it on. Okay. And it says here you can apply it to the palms of your hands, cup your hands over your nose, and inhale deeply for an uplifting sensation. And you know, we need help in our world. We need to first help ourselves. If we cannot be healed and whole ourselves, we will not help another person. Breathe in deeply. And then you can apply it in your neck. You can put it on your wrist. And I just put it on one and rub it on both. And this is your own personal fragrance now. When you go out, people will notice they'll come up and ask you, what is that scent? It's amazing. And then you can put it on your pulse points to uplift your mood throughout the day. So just going, again, back to the wrist and putting it right here. Use on your skin to aid in balancing moisture levels and reduce the appearance of skin imperfections. Rose oil has many, many benefits, but on my show, I'm really talking a lot about the emotional life of people. And I'm talking about the essence of these oils. What is the most important thing that they do? Not that they don't relieve symptoms, because they do, but more importantly, they go to the root of what our issues are. The oils will affect, they work with our body, they support our body, they are soothing to our mind and to our heart and to our very emotional being. Some people would say that essential oils raise our energy. And they do. There is a frequency within every person. Essential oils raise the frequency. Essential oils, the rose in particular, has a very, very high frequency. Disease cannot live in high frequency. So when we're using these essential oils, we are helping our body to help itself, that it will heal itself. Here's a fun fact. that it takes approximately 242,000 individual petals or 8,000 rose flowers for 1 5 ml bottle of rose. And this is the equivalent of 42 pounds of rose petals. Wow, that's a lot of stuff, is it not? Okay, so I'm going to stop the share now and come back and have this little chat. So now that we have our oils on, I wanted to talk about making main thing. When we have children and we have families and grandchildren and maybe friends, maybe that's where you're coming from as well. What is the main thing? Well, the main thing is the friendship, is the relationship. That's the main thing. And everything else is gravy. So, one of the things I want to say is that life happens, bad stuff happens, poo happens. People get themselves involved in things that they wish they hadn't. And life can be full of some very nasty surprises. Now, as someone who has lived a while, and we have already experienced much life, I can say, and I'll bet my grandmas out there can say it with me, that it isn't worth one moment of our time to worry, be anxious, to judge, to criticize, to be critical. All of this negative energy will not solve, nor remedy, nor lift up or help or encourage. It will do the exact opposite. It will do the exact opposite. So when these really negative things happen in your life, the life of your children, the life of your children's children, grandma can be a source of almost divine understanding and love. Seed that into their hearts. They come to you, let's say it's a school problem, they got in trouble. They're after school, they failed a course, whatever it is, they come to you. It's easy enough to be quiet and listen. That's all it takes, is self-control, to be quiet and only to listen. And that is something that maybe no one else in that child's world is doing. Parents might be kind of tense about whatever happened, and there might be a lot of words flying. Someone in this child's life needs to come along walk beside them, and build them up. You see, words, situations, attitudes, opinions about who you are and your self-value, they come to us when we are children, and they stay with us until the day we die. So let's make sure that no matter what happens to this child in their lifetime, in school or on the playground or at home, let's make sure that they know who they are. And that they can learn even a little phrase. I'm almost perfect in every way. A friend of mine says that, and I think it's a wonderful thing. She's a grandma. She can pass that on. I'm almost perfect in every way. Oh, that wasn't me. That is not a cop-out, ladies and gentlemen. It is not a cop. It is a true statement. That isn't who you are. You can actually, in some spaces, the door will open for you to sit down with a child, share a pop or Coke, well, which I wouldn't drink at all, but water, have a coffee or something, a tea with these children. And when you've listened and they ask, to then tell them, I'm so desperately sorry that this is all happening. And I'm sorry that it was difficult for you, that you've had to learn this, maybe a hard way. Maybe there were things you could have done differently. You kind of knew you should have done differently, but you didn't do differently because you didn't think it would not anything would happen. Of course, something always happens. And I am truly sorry that this happened. But let it be known that you're a child of a God. You're a daughter or a son. That within your heart is his heart. Within your mind is the mind of Christ. That's who you are. Your whole entire being is filled from head to toe. Every cell is like a tabernacle of praise. And God is in you, as you. So, Grandma and you and I, we can work together. If I can help you in any way, I will support you. But I want you to know that I love you no matter what. And I am not angry. Sometimes people can get sad, and we can certainly tell the friends around us, tell the kids, tell the adults, whatever, that, oh my gosh, this really grieves my heart. But they must know that they are loved and valued, that they are loved, that they will get through this, just like you did. And then sometimes those stories from our past are helpful to say, well, look what happened to me. And you know what? I started going through all this emotional stuff with you, and people said this and people said that. But you know what? In the end, it kind of worked out for me. Now, we only want to tell them stories that are going to encourage them, right? So I have a little motto, and I say it, and I've been saying it for years now. We're here in this world, whether we're grandmas or not, to build up, lift up, and cheer up those around us who are perhaps taken in a fault, Galatians chapter 6. And if they are, we are lifting them, considering ourselves, lest we also be tempted. What? Tempted what? Tempted. If we don't reach out, that's because we're tempted not to reach out. We're tempted to turn away and let them figure it out on their own. And that is not right. That is wrong. We're tempted in exactly the same way that they might have been tempted and had this terrible thing come upon them. No. We always reach out and help someone taken in a fault. Lift them up, build them up, cheer them up. And in so doing, you are literally loving children, building yourself up, cheering yourself up, lifting yourself up. It always comes back. And bigger and better and on steroids, I like to say. So don't forget, when we use the oils, this all helps us to do all these things. It helps us to have a happy thought. And happy thoughts are oxytocin and serotonin and some of those really good things. We want all the help we can get. It's natural and organic. Thank you for joining Grandma on Grandma's Only. And until we meet again, bye-bye.